So it is Wednesday, April 16th, 2025, and it's 6:02 p.m. And I call this meeting of the City of Merrill Historic Preservation Committee to order. Second item on the agenda is consider approving the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes from the September 18th, 2024 meeting. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. It is approved. General items for consideration. Historic street name applications for 2025 are, as we sometimes are calling the honorary street names. And I think we received a total of
5.
1,
5.
2, 3,
Well, 6 if you
6
include.
total.
Yeah.
The first person nominated in my packet is Sergeant Carl Schenzel. Carl Schenzel, from what I can tell, was born in Merrill, or raised in Merrill at least, and he was a casualty of World War II. His plane disappeared in the area of the Philippines, and he was presumed dead in 1945. And just seeing what his actual rank was. Sergeant Carl Schenzel. They did not indicate a place where they would like that sign placed, although it would not be hard to find the nominator, Linda Plautz. Second one is for Leslie Cheskinitz. I'm sure most of us are familiar with Cheskinitz. He was the drum major for the Merrill City Band for nearly 50 years, except for his time during World War II. He served for the Merrill Police Department from 1950 until he retired in 1986. And he very well took care of the land up in his neighborhood and preserved it, and we are now using that land to expand our housing in the city of Merrill thanks to his good work up there. So he was nominated by Steve Haas, and did you have any idea where you'd like that sign placed? Or?
Yeah, I talked to his son Paul, and I would think right on the corner of Chippewa and Front would be right in front of their house. So
Okay.
That'd be good.
Next we have Charles Lofer Gropp. Lofer was a Boy Scout leader, fireman for the city of Merrill, also known as one of Merrill's historians. He was drafted in the Army and fought in the Korean War. He served for 2 years as a non-commissioned officer, as a corporal and squad leader, and he was in a fierce battle known as Pork Chop Hill, where many soldiers died. He was the only person from Merrill that was injured in that fight, and the nominator said it affected him his entire life. He passed away in November of 2006.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
It also says in the newspaper ad in our packet that he was at the Chosin Reservoir in Korea. Between Pork Chop Hill and Chosin Reservoir, he was a fact at both. Those are two of the biggest conflicts in the Korean War, most famous conflicts.
And I did speak to someone who knew him today about that, and that person was actually pretty shocked, did not know of his military service. So,
As am I, yeah. But
if that were to be chosen, they would like the area of Foster and West Main Street, which is near his residence. And I know that probably will not be Bud Kaler's corner because he had a bar there, and we don't talk about that place. So. The next application is by Brady Lose, and Brady is nominating William Johnston. And he's the first member of the class of 1963, I think, that we have in front of us. And I know that because he graduated with my father. And I don't think any of us really need to go through Bill Johnston's history and his contributions to the city of Merrill, many of which were done quietly. No place mentioned there. I can think of at least one or two.
yeah, I mean, they lived on what,
9th and Sales.
9th and
Otherwise, we're Park City Credit Union, the 2nd Street location. There's a few documents in here regarding Dolores Kelly. And ironically, we're talking about her because she was the one who started Dial-A-Bus. And the first driver for Dial-A-Bus was Hank Kaler. And then that morphed into the Merrill-Go-Round, which their 50th anniversary is this upcoming Monday.
That's cool.
And I reminded Hallie, our outreach person, about that, and I'm going to try to put some stuff together for her to put on the city Facebook page. And maybe we could take Mike Robin and the young Sasma girl for a ride on the bus that day, because they're the ones that named it. I think Mike still has his pass.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Reading through the documents, there's one where she's nominated for Woman of the Year, date October 15th, 1975, which pretty much summarizes her career, and I say that's probably the key document in the whole packet. Quite impressive, by the way, what
She's
she
very impressive.
accomplished.
And the nominator obviously made sure that we understood how impressive she was and what she meant to the city meant to her. And last but not least, we had a nomination for Paul Keenitz. I reached out to Paul today and told him the good news.
That he's still alive?
I mentioned the fact that he has to be dead in order for him to get the street nominated after him. I did give him till 6 o'clock tonight to give me a call if something changed, and I haven't heard from him. So we appreciate the nomination for Paul, but Paul's hoping we wait a long time to put that sign up. And anybody watching this meeting or listening to it later, you do have to be deceased for 5 years before you're considered. There is an exception if you die while in service to our country or to the city of Merrill. So, Paul, we're thinking about you, and we're glad we're not naming a street after you today. I think these are all worthy candidates.
Was there a limit on how many candidates we took per year?
We looked at about 5. We thought
Five,
that'd be a
that's what I
good
recall also.
Yep.
And we have 5
We have-
qualified candidates?
Yes,
So, Mr. Chairman,
yes.
this is a very, in my opinion, impressive class. I like all of these candidates. I particularly strongly feel about Sergeant Schenzel because, of course, there is no other local memorial to him. The memorial is in Manila, which most of us don't get to. So, you know, I feel quite strongly about a number of them. I like the contributions they have. My only reservation, my only concern was the one for Johnston. It's a really honorable nomination. The question I have is, knowing Mr. Johnston, based on the description of these, are you sure that he would be okay with it himself? It sounds like he went out of his way his entire life to avoid recognition, and I want to give him the recognition, but I also do not wish to undermine what his choices were during his lifetime. So I don't know if anybody else has any feelings about that. You knew him, I did not. I only know him from the nomination, but I just wanted to make sure that we were not pleasing ourselves and displeasing him wherever he's looking down on us from.
He was nominated by his grandson. So,
I saw that, yep.
and, yeah, then him and his daughter, Brady's mother, wouldn't allow him to do this unless.
They felt comfortable with it themselves, okay.
In my mind,
Okay.
including the family.
Yep, no, I totally understand that, and I respect it. It was, as I said, my only concern was to make sure that we weren't doing the reverse of what somebody had tried his entire life to do. So, otherwise, it's a pretty good class. I like them all.
Okay.
I have one more comment.
Yes.
On Sergeant Carl Schenzel. I'm going, at the Merrill Memorial, there's a list of all Merrill residents that died during time of war. I'm just going to confirm that he is in fact on that memorial, and if not, I'll make sure that he's mentioned in some way, shape, or form in the future.
That's good.
Maybe Memorial Day this year.
We'll have the answer by Memorial Day
Okay.
for his family.
Great.
Before we take any action, we should mention that I did have conversations with the son of former Mayor Ralph Theda Vogt and explained to him what occurred about the nomination, about his selection. And he was very with it. I mean, he obviously is not in his 20s. And he said, I will get back to you. We come up there twice a summer. We'll get back to you and let you know when we're coming up. And I never heard a word. So that sign just sits out there. It's something we probably have to finish up this year one way or another. We did hang and expose the sign for Clifford Tiny Krieger State Center. That is there, and his family just couldn't come to a time frame to get together and do it. So I can always reach out to them and see if they ever want to make it official down there. I think there were some conflicts in who they wanted as guests.
Great, I wasn't on the list, was I?
On one person, would someone want to make a motion to forward these 5 on?
I will make the motion to take the entire slate and forward them.
I'd proudly second that motion.
Okay. A motion's been made and seconded to accept and name, or provide honorary street names for the 5 individuals that were nominated and start arranging that with their families. All those in favor, signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. It is approved. Okay. I was actually surprised. I didn't know if we would get 5 or if we get 105, and I think we got good nominees. If we were to meet again, it would be Wednesday, May 21st at 6 p.m. That's past Lent, so we should get B back to form. School will be almost out. Maybe Andrew can attend. Any public comment? Public comment? Hearing no public comment, I'll take any motion to adjourn.
Also move.
I guess I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.